Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Critical Role. Tal's will be here shortly. He's running a little behind.
Hi, Liam! Hi!
Yeah.
We miss you so much.
I know, I wish I was there.
All right. So, for those of you who are joining us for our first time, welcome. For those who've been with us the entire journey, welcome as well. Bunch of crazy voice actors here playing D&D. The party had just recently completed an extensive quest through the Underdark beneath the dwarven city of Craghammer, in which they battled with mind flayers and Durgar, and eventually a giant crazed beholder that was possessed by an ancient artifact called the Horn of Orcus. Upon defeating the mind flayer and making a dramatic escape thanks to Tiberius back to their hometown of Iman, they met with the Council of Taldore, which they're a part of, to discuss what they should do with this great ancient evil artifact, the Horn of Orcus. The council discussed it. Most of the knowledge seemed to be that it could not, or there is no known way to destroy it. And the best means of dealing with it would be to reseal it in a place where it would be safe, forgotten, and hopefully never rediscovered. It was decided amongst the council that the safest place to do that is on the distant land of Othanzia, where there is a capital city known as Vasselheim. There supposedly is the most well-known and holiest and oldest place of Kima's order of worship of the great Platinum Dragon Bahamut, of which she is a paladin, and supposedly they have a facility or means of sealing it away. And so it was decided that they would send away for a holy container that could contain this evil without any worry of corruption or escape, carry it then via skyship over the ocean to the distant land of Othanzia, to Vasselheim, the capital city, and seal it away. After which they went on a shopping spree to Gilmore's Glorious Goods, met everyone's favorite mage,
Gilmore.
item creator extraordinaire, and you guys have to figure out who gets what, by the way.
But we have to do this quickly.
They're a bit divvied up right now. I believe Pike is holding onto the sword. Hello, Percy.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hello,
Good of you to join us.
Thank you. I just got off an airplane. Hi.
I have a ring of protection +2, and then I also have the belt of dwarven
Can
kind.
you say the most amazing thing about it?
You have a 50% chance each day at dawn of growing a full beard.
What?
I know.
If you are
That's
capable-
amazing.
Do you guys have a problem if I keep the Pearl of Power? It lets you use another third spell slot, third level spell. And I figure you guys all have better spells than third level, but I only have up to third level.
We also got the Cold Snap leather armor +2, which I was originally thinking for myself, but then I realized I actually have decent leather armor that gives me spell advantage, so I'm good on leather armor. Do you have any armor on, Scanless?
So, yeah, your AC would go up by 1.
Who wants the belt of dwarven kind?
I want to grow a fucking beard.
The only
That'll be
reason
a-
any of us want that belt is to grow a beard.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
The Manual of Quickness of Action, it takes 48 hours worth of reading. I'm starting this.
I have a dagger of life stealing.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
I bring up the Ironstone.
Oh, yes.
Like I was saying before, you kept running out of spells. This allows you to store extra spells. I propose a friendly trade for the crown that will circle it. What the hat?
It's up to you. You have the crown.
Let me think about it. Let's think about it and strategize.
You guys have exited Gilmore's at this time.
Are we standing out on the street divvying up random
Yes.
items?
Yeah,
just
you guys
asking for
are
people
essentially in the middle of the thoroughfare in Abadar's Promenade in Iman, bickering over the items you guys are distributing amongst yourselves
Well,
in
I've
broad
got a
daylight.
beautiful pearl, so I'm happy.
I have some tinkering I'd like to do. I would like to try and build a couple things. I have a list.
Arrows for me, please.
No, arrows are on the list. I want to start working on some sort of tasing implement for direct contact because I have nothing. I want to do an electrical charge that I can rev up.
He wants to make a Sami's glove.
Sami's glove.
Okay. That glove, that's going to be like a week-long
That's
endeavor.
a week-long thing.
And like even the design phase will take you 2 days in acquiring materials.
I'll start the taser and work on some arrows then. That's
Okay,
what I'd like.
arrows viable.
I go back into Gilmore's and I ask if either they or someone else that they know can make a specific kind of potion.
Oh, I actually joined him.
All right, so the two of you walk back in as they're discussing this. Gilmore is still at his desk. I'm sorry, was there something else you required?
I forgot to ask. I was wondering if I could inquire about a specific kind of scrying potion that I would like made for me. It's a specialty item. I don't know if any exist.
Well, please do step into my office.
While he's gone, can I look around and see if he has any books on how to start like a potion making for dummies book?
Okay. So,
I'm looking for a way to help me look in on a place that we've been to recently. I could maybe leave a mark of some sort and then magically scry into that place.
He gives you a long, hard look, contemplating the conversation, and then you see like a light bulb go off in his eyes. He goes, Curious. I could probably acquiesce to this. Give me a day. I should be able to produce such an item. I will say, having not been attempted, there comes a warning of possible side effects.
It could affect me in other ways.
Perhaps. The funny thing about unproven magic is, well, it's unproven. But I can give you at least a 90 to 95% guarantee.
All right. And
same
how
rate as
much
a
would
condo.
such a potion cost me?
I would say for the research, the materials, 300 gold.
Did I give away my ruby last time?
I
No, you
don't
still have it.
remember.
You did not.
How much would this get me?
For trade.
Well, if it's... Just tell me how much it's worth first.
This gem would probably run you anywhere from 200 to 300 gold.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll give you the ruby for the potion.
Did I find like a book and
Right. All right, we'll get to that now. Asking around some of the employees and kind of keeping an eye out, there are a few books on herbalism, how to find and retain the potent elements of various material components found in nature. There's some bits of information about how to extract materials from natural creatures, how to remove and preserve safely elements of their organs and things that can be used in various alchemical compounds and or potion brewing. There are no books specifically in the process of brewing, but that is one of the key components to it, is being able to acquire those elements.
how much are these books?
You inquire with the employees.
These books are marked currently at 25 gold apiece. Do you wish to purchase?
Yes, I'll take both of them. 50 gold.
Mark off 50
Whoa.
gold.
So that armor that we stole from the
The bullet.
yes. Is there any way I can find a blacksmith that can maybe upgrade Trinket's armor with that?
Ooh. That's an interesting thought. After asking around town, you managed to find one that specifically is an armorsmith who focuses in strange materials, mostly ornamental, but has a strong history and past in warfare and honing those skills towards the use of actual battle. It's a dwarven woman by the name of Karen, and they send you to her facility, and it's a very, very small, almost a hovel. You open the door slightly, and it's very darkly lit on the inside. There's the heat of the forge, and you see this very sturdy, muscular dwarven woman standing there with her hair kind of graying, and it's pulled back in a very tight bun, and she's wearing a leather apron with her sleeves rolled up, and she's in the process of hammering down on a piece of metal over an anvil, just ping, and then eventually she quenches it in the trough, sets it aside with a tink tink, puts her tools down, takes off her big leather gloves, wipes her brow, and we see where she wipes it. She wipes the sweat off, but leaves a big old grease mark where it once was clean, and goes,
What can I do for you?
I've heard rumor that you are a very talented blacksmith.
Well, hi.
I have quite an interesting proposition for you.
Well, like, interesting.
Perhaps a material you've never worked with. I don't know.
Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
all right. And she kind of walks out, and as she walks out with you, you can see she kind of reaches over and grabs a sheathed short sword and just keeps it at her side.
Trinket!
Your armored bear comes looming around the corner, at which point she kind of goes for the sword instinctually.
Take a gander at his armor.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. She walks up to him and kind of like carefully, like doesn't want to
He's
touch
friendly,
him.
don't worry.
Trinket, of course, leans forward, licks the side of her face, cleaning off some of the grease stain on her side of her cheek, and goes like, that was unexpected. Starts looking at the armor. It's functional. It's taken a few dings. It's seen some battle.
Yes, it has. I'm hoping to protect him a bit more, however.
I can see that. Who made this? She looks around. She pulls it. Oh, this is the Mark of Western.
You could do better.
Oh, they're not the finest over there. They're functional, but not the finest. And what materials are you looking for?
Well,
As you slam down this mostly dried out bullet hide that you guys carved from it, and it is like big, pieces of plate
Blades, right?
scales with sections of leather underneath, kind of interwoven. It is part of a large behemoth of a creature. She kind of steps back for a second. And you, what manner of creature did this come from?
a very large one, actually. A bull.
Bullet.
Bullet. That one.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those fan itself to the surface in quite some time.
It wasn't on the surface. We're a bit of adventurers, if you want to know. You've probably heard of us, VOX MACHINA.
And she stops for a second and goes,
Actually, yes, I have heard of you. When's this Crest Festival? Not long ago.
That is correct.
Right.
She got it.
Right. Well, hey, I have not worked with this.
she like, leans down and starts like messing with it, seeing how pliable it is in sections. She goes,
there's enough here to redo most of the armor, perhaps not most places, but I could minimize spatial use of it and possibly get most of the main plates gathered. I could work with this.
Nice.
I could work with this.
Is 2 days enough?
2 days.
Yes.
I could. I'd have to charge you more because I'm not going to get much sleep at that rate.
Understandable. How much is a bit more?
Well, you're providing the materials. That definitely
Yes.
cuts the cost significantly for my time to work and lack of
And
sleep.
we will send many customers your way.
So, can I put my personal brand on this?
Of course.
500 gold suffice?
Oh, Jesus.
How about 450?
make a persuasion roll.
Didn't burn it.
Oh, Vex.
26.
She looks you over for a second, looks at the material, and you can see in her eyes there's this kind of interest in working with this material. This never right touched or worked with this. She goes,
450.
Deal.
shakes hands.
See you in a few days.
All right.
2 days.
2 days.
I have a earring of the wind that I made, but I have not enchanted yet. Can I enchant that in 2 days?
I would say you can begin the process of it. You get about halfway through. It would take you the better part of a week to complete each earring, which is what it did before when you first made them. You definitely have your laboratory now in Greyskull Keep, and that definitely gives you a bonus to the rolls you make. You could probably have Allura come and finish it if you wanted to ask her.
Oh, okay.
She has anything better to do.
I'll start that. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
period.
do my tinkering rolls and then I'm good.
All right. So first, you wanted to work on.
Grappling hook arrow that ties to the unending rope so that we can actually something that'll pierce heavy stone and just anchor.
Okay.
I'm going to inspire him before he makes this roll.
All right. So Scanlan comes down into your workshop underneath Greyskull Keep. You hear a fine little ditty to inspire you in your work.
Whoa! I hear you're tinkering. Whoa! Please do it well. Take my hand and you'll tinker, I swear. Whoa! Please do it well.
18.
18. Okay. With that bit of inspiration going and your little Scanlan-based soundtrack, like butter, shink, it sticks out and retracts.
Cool.
So you have one grappling arrow completed. For material costs, it came to about 100 gold.
100 gold. And then I want to try and recreate the exploding arrow as my last little thing I want to do.
Okay.
I'm going to try for 3 exploding arrows.
Materials per arrow will cost you 50 gold.
So
I'll
another
give it to
150
you.
gold? All right.
So 150 gold for materials. You have your goggles on.
I won't
you're
even
in-
haggle with you, Percy. I'll just give it to you.
Oh.
I mean,
Hey.
well, you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Samson.
No, that'd
Gold.
be-
Oh,
I'll give
I
you gold.
certainly do. I know exactly what you mean.
Yes.
No.
That's going a bit beyond winking.
18.
18. With deftness, you rapidly complete the first arrow, wrapping up the powder charge, the impact point, and the arrow itself weighted.
15.
15. Second arrow takes a little longer, but you still manage to keep the flow going. Completed fine. Third and final roll.
Natural 20.
That's an extra special arrow.
Not only did you complete this in record time, but the arrow itself looks beautiful. It could be a display case item.
Does it do extra damage?
You'll find out.
Come here, you beautiful bastard.
I'm getting to kiss everybody in this game. I'm like, I've already made my way through siblings. This is getting... all right.
I was gonna say, the past couple days, I think I've spent in the temple trying to sort of reconnect and really just
Apologize?
tune in and apologize. And
You return to this temple, the same temple where you yourself were resurrected. It's a very solemn experience, and there's a part of you that just feels internally cold, both returning there and because of your strangely fractured connection with Saren Ray since you delved into the Underdark. At the end of your second 6-hour period of intense communion with Saren Ray, sweat pouring down your body. The room itself is pretty cold, but for some reason your body is just growing more and more intense with heat. you feel yourself internalizing all of the steps and missteps that you've gone through over these past 6-7 months, and explaining to her that your love never left, and that this was all with the ultimate purpose of achieving her ultimate purpose as her instrument, and you wish not to cross that again. And if there's any way to redeem yourself, to let it be known to you. At the end of that period of time, you feel that thread reconnect. The warmth fills you, and the sweat stops as your entire body seems to be humming with energy, and for a brief second in your eyes, in your vision, you can see the beautiful gold gleaming, fire-wreathed head of Sarenrae smiling at you, and she reaches down and touches the side of your cheek and says, "Be forthright, be grand, burn bright and beautiful, and I shall always be at your side." With that, she releases your cheek and vanishes, the vision gone. You look down at your holy symbol, and that one giant fissure that had cracked has resealed itself.
Oh, yes! To start things off then, how is Liam's foot?
It's going okay.
I'm so sorry.
Who's this Liam?
What am I saying? How is Vax's foot?
My foot's great, Ashley, thanks.
As you step out of the central chamber of the Temple of Sarenrae, Vax has been waiting there for a while, wanted to actually ask for your aid in this. As you see her, she has a look of serenity in her face you haven't seen in quite some time.
Perhaps maybe you could give it one more try. Today, you seem to have a bit of a glow about you.
As you're saying this and you're kind of stuttering this out, she kind of goes into a singular trance, clutches her holy symbol with one hand and reaches out and grabs your foot with the other. Her hand almost burns at the touch, and as she just intensely focuses forward, you can see this glowing divine energy transfer from down your forearm into your foot. Fear reaches you suddenly, because you don't understand the divine, and though you've seen some crazy things, this is a little worrying.
It feels like icy hot.
As she releases her grip on you, the energy fades, her eyes tend to come back into that natural soft pike image you're used to, and looking down at your foot, you can see any noticeable sign of scarring, damage is completely gone. Your foot is whole, intact.
Yeah! There's a tavern nearby. It's just a quick question. I'd like to walk to the Laughing Lamia and knock the doors open and as loud as I can go, "Listen up! I want to know if anyone has seen any Goliaths wandering around these parts. Aside from me."
I'm with you, Grog, just watching.
Can I go read my
Yeah, you are.
book?
I got a 4.
As you burst in and shout this to the group, everyone kind of stops and turns and looks, and then goes right back to drinking and their conversation. There appears to be no immediate reaction.
I jump up on a table and I say, "Listen, you motherfuckers! My friend just asked you a fucking question. Now fucking answer him, or I'm gonna kill every last motherfucker one of you!"
I'd listen to him. He means it.
That would be a 30.
In an unseen display, the Goliath storms into the bar and makes no impact, yet the tiniest gnome jumps onto the table. Everyone gets quiet again, but stays quiet. Even the small band playing in the far corner, you hear like, discordant sound as all instruments break to a halt. The dancer stops, the whole room is dead silent. And nearby, a halfling, you can see, he's kind of unkept, kind of farmer tan looking fella, looks up at you and goes, "No."
Thank you for your forthrightness and honesty.
At which point a hand claps your shoulder. You look over and there's a human there, bearded older man in his 40s, his hair trimmed very, very short, kind of crew cut almost. He's wearing what looks like a patchwork scale mail almost, like mostly leather, but there's a lot of chunks of scales put around it, and he looks scarred and weathered, and he's...
I've travelled this land quite a bit. And I've heard the roving bands of Goliaths have been attacking folks up north in the trade routes.
How far?
Just on the Silvercoat runway, way south of Craghammer, on the way to Western.
Thank you for your troubles. Here, let me buy you a drink.
Alright, I'll take that. And he goes over and walks you to the bar, tosses him a gold, he gets his ale, and...
You know, I've always shat on gnomes, but I think you've represented them well.
You, my friend, have good taste.
That was awful. That was amazing, Scanlan.
For you, anything.
As the 2-day period comes to an end, early in the morning, that morning as you finish your breakfast, a messenger comes to the front of Greyskull Keep, delivers a summons to the Council of Taldore.
Is she here or not?
Allura?
She might be in the Cloudtop District in her tower.
In the last 2 days, have I gone back to Gilmore to pick up my item?
What kind of potion did you get?
All right.
It's a potion that can allow me to leave a mark of some sort. I could use to have visions of what is in the area.
Ooh.
It was a curious endeavor, but I think you'll be happy with the results.
So we can spy.
Any chance to talk to you, Gilmore, leaves me happy beyond compare.
Oh, stop it. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Did you get that potion so you can spy on Pike when she's naked?
I am offended and terrified at the assumption that I would sink so low as to spy on my good friend and future wife, Pike. when her pantaloons are down.
You laughed a little harder.
Not at all.
You go back to Karen, and indeed the armor is completed. It's interesting. It makes Trinket look like a roly-poly almost.
Oh, that's so cute!
It's these overlaid giant gray scales that overlap in an armored sections. Trinket acquires an additional +2 in Trinket's armor class as the previous armor.
Yay! That puts him at 20.
Yes, that's fantastic. Also, Trinket has resistance against non-magical bludgeoning damage. Cool. All right, you guys make your way to the palace, back to the council chambers where you met not the 2 days before. The entire council has not been summoned to this. It's just about half of the folks there. You see the actual sovereign Uriel is not present. Topher Bratoris, the female dragonborn paladin, is present. Seeker Assam Emmering is present. 2 envoys that you haven't previously met. 2 humans, 1 male, 1 female, dressed in silver and blue robes, waiting patiently with their hands behind their backs. Beside them on the ground, you see what looks like a large cube, about maybe 2 feet by 2 feet, like a chrome-like silver. The entire construct of this cube with 2, looks like chain-like handles on each side of the box. And there is a very finely carved sapphire inlaid pattern or design all over this box. It looks very ornamental and like it was a painstaking process to craft. Tofor stands up and says,
I'm glad you all could make it. The envoys have arrived with the container for the horn, and I believe they are eager and ready to take you as their guards to see that this evil is rid of this land forever.
Hello, I am Scarbearer Vorak. I come under the Platinum Dragon and will be escorted along with you and our delivery. As he turns to the female, steps forward. She's older, probably in her 40s. Long, fine hair, brown, that kind of rests just past her shoulders. She steps forward, her piercing green eyes hit the group immediately, and she goes,
Hello, I am Scarbearer Desona, also under the Platinum Dragon, and will be escorting you on this mission.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Scanlan. I'm sort of the de facto leader of the group. Nice
That
to
is
meet you.
not true. I am Tiberius Dorman. Hello, nice to meet you.
My second. And you'll be accompanying us on this arduous journey to the north. Where are we going?
Vasselheim, the northwest, in the region of Othansia, on the continent of Isilra. It's quite a ways.
Are we taking a sky?
We're taking
skyship?
an airship of some sort.
yes, Seeker Emmering kind of steps forward.
Yes, a skyship will be provided and waiting for you at the Skyport here in the Cloudtop District. We're just awaiting one more.
As he says that, the door opens again and you can see Lady Kima steps in. No longer in the gold armor that she had found scavenged from the interior. She's now dressed in proper silver and blue inlaid plate mail. You can see now the silver and blue theme of Bahamut is very much on display in this traveling crew.
Sorry I'm late.
Had to get ready.
You look wonderful, Lady Kima.
Yeah, you look wonderful, Lady Kima.
Thank you. The two scale bearers reach over and both at the same time place their hands on the top of this chest. You can see their fingers slip into these small holes in the sides and they lift, and the box kind of scrapes to this high-pitched metal against metal scraping sound. There is like a slight hum, almost like a slight vibrational sound coming from the inside of the box. Kima looks to you guys, expecting like, shall we place the artifact in its container?
Oh yeah, I'll get it. I'll
No.
Tiberius, if you would be so kind.
Mage hand?
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, the mage hand takes hold of something. You feel the tingling of something weighty in the grasp of your arcane focus. And as you lift out, there aloft, you can see the dark, twisted horn of Orcus.
Okay, good.
As it's removed, this is the first time the council's really seen it at this point, and there's almost like an audible leaving of breath in the room. Everyone at its presence. You can see the runes on the inside of the box begin to glow and come to life with this soft golden yellow hue, and the horn seems to be pulled into the box and held aloft in the center. Your mage hand no longer has any sway on it. It's now locked in place as they take the lid, lift it over and seal it shut. The two bears lift the chains on the side and lift the box between the two of them. So, onward.
Kima, you're coming with us as well?
Damn right.
I pull Vex aside for 1 second.
Yes.
Yes, before we go on this quick journey here, we trust all the people who are sending this along this journey, right? We trust the council?
I think we should definitely talk up the new guards and see what kind of people they are when we're on our way to the ship. How about that?
All right. I'll take the girl.
I'll take the guy.
You guys make your way out of the palace towards the northwestern side of the Cloudtop district, and what you've seen is there is one thicker tower that is part of the wall that surrounds the Cloudtop district. You've seen only a couple of skyships travel to and from, but you can see this large tower that has a spiral staircase in the interior that occasionally lets out in these small windows across the entire length of it as it rises up hundreds of feet. As you make your way, following Kima, up the long spiral staircase, eventually through, it seems like way too long to be traveling up a very thick spiral staircase, all step out on the top and immediately you're hit with the wind. This high up, there's like definitely a breeze that blows through. Your hair being tossed a bit.
Whoa, this is crazy!
5 individuals standing, all in gold and white armor. There is one individual that is more adorned in what looks like a captain's uniform, if you will, and above them, with a bunch of ropes hanging from the sides of it, you can see what looks like a large, beautifully crafted wooden ship that has golden scrolling, this beautiful, beautiful elven-like golden scrolling across the entire underside of this wooden ship. At the very front of it, you can see what looks to be in the center of the ship, one large 10 to 15 foot wide blue crystal that is embedded in the front of the ship, and on the back, 2 more that are currently attached to the back side. These stones slowly rotate in place where they are, and you can see there's this slight hum of arcane energy that seems to emanate from them. You can immediately gather that these 3 blue stones are what holds the ship aloft. Cool. Silent and beautiful.
Awesome.
As you guys begin to walk up towards this ship, it looming about 15, 20 feet in the air, the individual standing there all of a sudden glance over notice, and the captain steps forward, reaches out his hand. Hi, I'm glad you could finally make it. I'm Captain Damon. I would like to welcome you aboard the sky ship Dira. We are traveling across the ocean. It's approximately a week's worth of travel. We have provisions provided for you. It's a pleasure to have you. The whole deck has this strange kind of slow floating sensation, and once you're on the deck, you could hear this this crackling hum around the large blue stones that hold it
How did
aloft.
Trinket get up if we had to climb ropes?
The captain kind of gets back down off the ship, goes over to the side. What you did notice in the far end of the platform, there is like a large crane-like structure.
Oh.
You actually raise up Trinket in a small sling-like contraption.
You're okay, darling.
Trinket's like, was bad enough trying to fly when you guys were in the Underdark. Now Trinket, just paddling in the air absentmindedly as the crane contraption brings Trinket back over and lowers him onto the deck. Trinket is now on board and looks noticeably uncomfortable and is like in the center of the ship sitting down.
That when he's nervous.
All right, to your quarters underneath. We set out now to Vasselheim. He blows his whistle a second time. All the hands kind of separate. Most of them go under the deck. The 2 scale bearers are carrying the box underneath. And on the deck, you can see there are doorways that lead into various levels underneath the deck of the ship. There was a large, cargo kind of lattice section in the middle of the ship where they're putting larger things down below. There is the actual wheel of the ship is on the back end, on the elevated back end of the entire ship, and that's where the captain stands up to. As the rest of the hands bring all the ropes up from the side. As the ropes are brought up, everyone gives a thumbs up on the sides. He reaches the front of the ship's wheel. You see he takes something from his neck and places it into the center of the wheel, at which point the 3 blue stones spark with additional life. The humming gets louder, The ship lurches for a second and begins to lift upward with this slow, gradual sensation. All of you at once, your stomach kind of gets that butterfly sensation for a second. The actual, the wheel moves forward slightly and the whole ship lurches forward, up and over Iman, and those of you who are on the deck, you can look below you over the side. You can see the entirety of Iman from above slowly drift away as the endless ocean of Osmit, the Osmit Sea, comes towards you. Clouds ahead, beginning your trek to the distant land.
I can see my keep from here.
And you can.
Can we see Castle Grayskull?
You can see it's a little blip from here, and it's slowly vanishing, but you can definitely see the keep. I'd say you guys, we'll start at about 2 days into the journey.
I'm going to spend that time reading my book.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to make a few scrolls in my time.
Okay.
As well.
Hey, you know what? You know what we
useful.
always need? How to carry Trinket on the goddamn carpet.
Right, like about the levitation and
Well,
stuff.
you guys can shrink him. You have polymorph.
Yeah, but we always are like one body short of being able to pile onto the carpet.
I'm gonna do 2 polymorph spells.
All right.
And give 1 to Vex and 1 to Tiberius.
All right.
Since Vax has nothing really to prepare ever, and he's in obviously peak physical condition, I'm gonna spend the trip helping Keyleth. I'm just gonna hang out and try to help her get things done.
You're so helpful, brother. I thought you were into Gilmore, darling.
I'm hard to pin down.
Is there a bow on this ship? Like a front? Pointed
There
front?
is, yes, there is.
Pike and I would like to go to the front of the ship, and I would like to stand at the front and put my arms out.
And I'm gonna hold his waist.
And go, I'm the Goliath of the world!
Oh, he fell right off the front.
No, I did not! Oh, thank you, Pike. Oh, I feel like I'm flying.
I'm spending most of the time up near Captain Damon watching him work.
He seems very focused at keeping the ship going. He does steer you around one thunderstorm that's kind of rolling by. He takes you on a wide angle around. It's very relaxing up here. It's a little cold. As you all are kind of resting underneath the hold, you're all shaken awake by a sudden lurching of the ship. All of you are kind of pulled out of your stupor for a second and begin coming out of your individual rooms to check in on each other and see what had happened. Okay, as you guys are rushing up along with Scanlan and everyone else rush up, you come to the surface, and we're just cresting into sunrise. Like, the sky itself is mostly dark on one side, with the blue slowly leading into a bright orangish yellow. As you get to the surface, you immediately notice there are a handful of large winged creatures that are currently harrying the side of the boat. As you step to the surface, you see one just dives past you real fast. As one of them takes off in the distance, it was just a blur of quick-moving wings. But as it begins to flap away, it looks dragon-like in its physicality. But it's smaller than any dragon you've encountered. But it's flapping giant wings and comes by that screech as it takes up, and it looks like there's something on its back.
What?
The rest of the deckhands are up there now with weapons ready.
Tiberius, your brothers are here.
I don't think I'm associated with these.
Okay.
There appear to be on 3 of these winged dragon-like creatures, smallish humanoid entities that are on small, almost like leather-strapped saddles that are put on the sides of this creature. And they're clutching onto it, and each one of them is carrying some sort of large spear-like weapon. There is a 4th one in the distance that does not appear to be dragonoid. This one appears to be feather-covered. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, folks.
What color are the dragons?
As you get a better look at this moment, you know these. A large number of the Draconian army utilizes these as mounts. These are wyverns. They're all in a kind of ruddy, brown, brass-like coloration.
I am going to Hunter's Mark. I'll go for the feathered one then. I'm gonna Hail of Thorns him at a level 3.
Okay.
17.
Does hit.
Yes!
Nice. So a total of 37. Nice. And is that a radial explosion?
Yeah, so that should get him and the rider.
And you can see it now flying with its giant beaked eagle-like head. This is a griffin. You've seen them occasionally, usually wild, and stay away from them. The arrow slams into it and detonates with a spray of magical thorns. You can see it kind of recoils back, giving this
24.
24 definitively hits.
Okay, 10.
10 damage, alrighty. Okay, Trinket moves up to you, ready to guard. These guards all shift. You have large defensive bolts that are locked into the sides of the ship.
All right, I'm running up right behind my sister's shoulder, and because of my assassinate perk, I have advantage on this because they haven't gone yet.
Correct.
So I'm going to click my boots of haste as I come up behind her and dagger over her shoulder. That was a 19, which is a critical hit for me, so that's a 20 for that.
All right.
And then I'm going to start slinging the other 2 daggers. That was a 20.
All right, so that definitely hits.
An 8, and the third dagger goes whooshing right over Vex's shoulder. 27.
All right.
10 of damage.
The Griffin Rider, the Griffin swoop down, grabs
Oh no, he's gonna throw him over the edge.
grabs this guard into its claws, and then
Is that one of the
flies
box
up and
guards?
over this side,
He's gonna toss his ass over the edge.
and is going to release it.
Oh, you were shitting me!
You hear him scream.
I'm going to use telekinesis to lift the rider off and tuck them off.
Okay.
19.
The entity that's gripping onto it, holding the spear, all of a sudden gets lifted up and then flung off the side.
In I rage. I will run to the front crystal.
Okay.
I have 100 feet of chain. Could I take the chain out of the bag of holding, wrap it around my wrist, and wrap it around the railing, and then that'll be all I do?
Sure.
Yeah.
I am going to cast polymorph on that wyvern. I'm gonna turn him into a bunny rabbit.
The wyvern turns into a bunny rabbit from underneath its rider and goes and then plummets. The rider, which begins to fall as well, immediately tossing a grappling hook as it falls.
Oh.
This wyvern turns and dives down to catch its rider. Lift it back up onto its back, but it uses its entire turn doing so. This wyvern is plummeting as a bunny rabbit now through the air. So the grappling hook tink, onto the side here. The rope swings, and this guy spends his turn getting up onto the side of the boat there. And this wyvern here is going to swoop down. As it does, its rider leaps off. The wyvern comes over here and is going to make attacks on you. That's going to be a 25 to hit with its bite. 13 points of piercing damage. As it brings its claws up, as in a rearing position, its tail whips underneath it whoosh, with this gnarled pointed stinger at you. You take 10 points of piercing damage.
Damn it!
And I need you to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw as the stinger at the end of its tail pierces you in the side of your torso, and as it does, you can feel the venom pulse in the inside of your skin. Yeah. No? As the poison pulses through your system, you feel your muscles seize up with this horrible, painful, burning sensation. 26 points of poison damage.
Holy fudge, dude!
How much?
26 points of poison damage.
Ouch.
The individual that hopped off of it now, you can see, is a halfling dressed in dark leather, face is obscured, pulls a longbow out, and pulls out 2 arrows at once, pulls back and releases them. One is going for you, Keyleth. The other is going for Trinket. 22 versus you, Keyleth.
Yeah.
And a 20 versus Trinket.
He's got 20.
12 points of piercing damage. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out bad news. Yeah. I'm going to spend a grit and try and take a wing shot at this.
Is what you were
At this
born
wyvern
for,
here?
Percy.
Yes.
All right.
18.
Hits.
Just winged it.
Okay. 14 points of damage, and he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
You shoot it in the wing. It blows a big old hole in the side of its leathery wing. As you do, the impact sends its wing arm crumpling behind it. It spins uncontrollably in the space and then plummets to the ground on its back, prone on the ground.
Boom.
And I'll cast Bigby's hand, you know it, Shamon, on the Griffin.
All right.
Is he above the boat or just above the ocean?
Currently above the ocean, just near the edge of the boat.
I'm going to dump him over.
Okay.
19 plus 5, 24.
19 plus 3.
Oh.
As you reach out, this gargantuan version of a Scanlan fist comes rocketing through the sky. Its wings seem to be pulled up and crunched for a second as it is suddenly lifted. The rider immediately plummets, falls right towards the edge of the ship. It manages to reduce the damage and land on its feet. However, it does still take 9 points of falling damage.
I'm also gonna inspire Vex with just for her archery skills. This is just a little.
Go for it.
Okay. Elvish people in the ship tonight. Everybody just have a good fight.
I'm gonna guiding bolt this guy right here. Oh man, that's a 1.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
So in your confusion, you reach back to shoot the wyvern that's on the other side of the ship. It's not there. And so while the spell is releasing itself, you're like, crap, that one! And by the time you turn around to redirect the divine energy blast, it just arcs off in a random direction.
What a fail of a motherfucking turn. Okay. Let's just go past this really fast.
Oh, bite.
I'm gonna move away from that guy.
All right.
And I'm gonna lightning arrow the griffin.
Alrighty.
That's 25.
25, yeah. 15 points of damage to it. All right. As you release it into the air, it almost seems to spark with energy. Halfway to its mark, all of a sudden, the speed it's traveling at increases, and you see energy begin to off the front. It slams into the side of the griffin. The blast of energy and electricity surges through its body.
For my second attack,
Yes.
I'm gonna have Trinket. He's gonna attack the wyvern that's on the ground. That makes more sense. And he rolled a 1.
No!
This guard pulls back and aims the ballista up towards the griffin. The bolt rushes past the griffin, unfortunately not finding purchase, the rope leading off into the distance. As he sees you, the rope, the entire giant bolt misses, curses and takes a dagger out and cuts the rope, and it just disappears over the side. This one over here instead draws a weapon and begins to rush over to try and join the fray of the wyvern over here.
I'm going to run up alongside Trinket on the side and stab the grounded wyvern 2 or 3 times. Keen dagger to start gets a 23.
That hits. So 24.
First dagger.
Nice.
Second dagger gets a 26.
Hits.
10 of damage, and the third dagger gets a 16.
16 does hit. Go roll damage.
It does. That's very nice.
8. Gotcha. All right, so as you rush around Trinket, you come up with your daggers. Stab, stab, stab. You're jamming it in the side, and you can see like the dragon, the dark black dragon blood spilling out of each wound as you're kind of piercing it. It's screeching out and trying to get back to its feet in the process, but you just keep finding each opening and jamming it with your blades. The griffin is going to swoop down towards Keyleth. It's going to attempt to grapple you.
Nope.
The griffin reaches down, grapples into you with each of its talons, and lifts up,
No!
carrying you, and
It's okay, guys, I'll be
cuts you
fine!
off the side. You begin to plummet off the side of the ship. You see it vanish above you.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine. I'll use telekinesis to pick up that elf and huck it right into the ballista.
Okay.
Ooh, natural 20.
So, you take the elf. You suddenly, elf is down, pulling 2 blades out. Lifted up in the air, and flung off to the side. The female form slams into the ballista from behind, setting it off. You see now the bolt just arcs off the side of the boat. It's just currently grappled now and held against the side.
Seeing the wyvern at my feet, and I take my hand out of the chain and I go into a frenzied rage.
Yay, rage!
And I would like to butcher the ever-living fuck out of that mini dragon.
All right, make your attacks.
23.
Hits.
That's on 20.
So hit critical, and
the third one. 18.
Hits.
Nice. 8.
8 damage.
Yeah.
You win the bonus.
Yeah, I rolled
The 1. Okay. So 31.
31. And the last one. 16.
Nice. So you just smack, smack, smack. Giant axe. With each arc backward, you can see the blood spray just through the air, spattering part of the ship. It's screeching in pain, trying to reach around it for some sort of purchase. You leave gaping wounds in its side. It still seems to be ready to go.
Before I turn into anything, I kind of just take in the scenery and I'm like, this is peaceful. And then I turn into an air elemental. And then I go up and I'm gonna do whirlwind. And I just go full tornado. And he's flung 20 feet in a random direction and knocked prone. Hopefully it's randomly off the side of the ship.
Random direction. falls off and actually slams into the top of this
Wing?
This wing.
Ricochets off.
Begins to slide off.
Fail.
Fails. And now it's the wyvern and the wyvern rider's turn. This wyvern gets up to its feet again. It's going to angrily strike out. Bite attack's going to be at you, Grog. Stinger attack's going to be at Vax. It's going to be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
So you would take 14 points of damage.
Okay.
You take 7 instead.
All right.
Because you have too many hit points and don't like damage. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 on you, Vax.
He's at disadvantage because I'm on Skype.
Take 25 points of piercing damage from the stinger. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 5.
You take 29 points of poison damage as the stinger shoots out from the wyvern, pierces you in the abdomen as the poison just disperses into your system as it pulls out of your torso. This wyvern swings up now with its rider. Fly by here with its movement. Its rider is currently clutching a spear type object, flings it down at the blue crystal. There's a spark of energy and the blue crystal seems to wink out of magical energy, its coloration growing dark. The entire ship begins to list to one side. Everyone shifts 15 feet this way.
Oh my god.
I need Grog and Vex to each make a dexterity check to try and catch yourself on the edge of the boat.
21.
That's a 29 for me.
Both of you guys managed, you're flung to the side, hit the railing, your bodies tumble over the side, and both Grog and Vex catching the railing and are now dangling on the side of the ship as it's listing at the side. You both look over at each other with a whew.
Oh my god.
All right.
Hey.
Crazy shit, huh?
The wyvern comes down, is going to attempt to grapple the captain.
Ah, not Damon.
Fails his roll.
Damon, no!
By the wyvern. Doesn't have enough movement to get him all the way off, but is in the process of dragging him off. You can see the captain is now reaching up, trying to fight his way off, but the wyvern is dragging him off the edge of the ship.
I'm going to just hold on to bad news as I'm flicking around. I'm going to pull out my pepper box. I'm going to take a wing shot at that bastard right there. 29.
29 definitively hits.
And that's 9 points of damage plus a 14 Constitution saving roll.
Which with a 5 it does not make.
So it drops 20 feet.
It drops 20 feet, slams into the deck. It isn't knocked prone, but the captain is slammed on the ground as well and is not currently being held over the edge of the ship. It still has in its clutches.
I'm going to make this a fire shot, and I'm going to try and get him to drop him now.
Okay.
16.
16, okay.
No damage, but he drops him.
The captain tumbles forward out of its grasp onto the side.
Oh wait, I still have my hand out and it's over there?
Well, you mean your hand is like over here where you grabbed it earlier.
Okay.
So if you want
I
to use
move it
the
near
hand
the
again.
ballistic guy and I just go push him over the edge.
All right.
14.
14. The creature's got slammed into the side of the wall. The elf that's wrapped up currently is it starts preparing itself to do a series of attacks, and your big hand just blindsides it, sending it over the edge of the railing. Does not catch the railing.
Oh.
These guys, I don't think they knew who was on the ship. Gets flung off the edge, unable to catch it, and vanishes over the side of the boat. Just
Vax, are you in dire straits? Physically?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna throw some healing at Vax with my healing word bonus action. You got healed 7 points, New Jersey.
I would like to try to create a spiritual weapon.
all right.
Kind of in
A
the
machine
vein
gun.
of
There, yeah.
Yondu's little arrow that he would whistle at.
Okay.
But like a really big spear, like a big version of it.
Okay, so what you do is you glance over at the bolts
So the one that's
that are set up as part of the ballista, and you use that as a point of inspiration. You cast spiritual weapon, and you can see from the holy symbol, it glows in your chest, and out of it, this giant piercing bolt just seems to appear out of divine energy, lifts itself aloft next to you. So as you see it there, you bring your hand up, and then just make a flinging motion. It spins, rotates, and then rockets off in the direction of this 18 definitely hits.
15 total.
15 total, nice.
I'm gonna like brace my foot on Grog's shoulder and climb up.
All right, so she uses you as a footstool and flips over, lands on top of the ship.
All right, I want to shoot him at the rider. I want to shoot the grappling arrow at the rider and try to catch him and bring him in.
All right,
26.
26 definitely hits.
Okay, so how do I do it?
All right, so roll damage.
Okay. 13.
So 13 damage to the rider, all right. And so as the arrow hits, it pierces the shoulder for a second. It causes it to push off the shoulder. As it retracts behind it, you pull back and it catches the shoulder. You're yanking?
Yeah, for my second action.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
23.
Yes.
23.
Yeah.
So using the inspiration that Scanlan had given you grab the arrow and yank with all your might, toppling ass over tea kettle, landing prone on the ground next to the captain that had attempted to fling from the side of the ship. This guard comes over here where he had it set up. The griffin is right there in front of him. He gets the bolt that's set up there, aims it up, and is going to fire almost point blank into the griffin as it turns around. That's a natural 20.
Way to go, Nameless Guard!
Yes, go
And
NPC!
2d6 double sixes.
You're a badass, nameless NPC.
So as the guard turns around and releases the bolt, pierces its chest, the sheer impact, sending it flying backward as it screeches, plummets off the side of the ship.
How close is that wyvern to me?
Right there, he is only 10, 11 feet from you.
11. All right. Okay. 20 on the first with my keen.
That hits.
10 points of damage. Second dagger, 25.
That hits.
7 points of damage, and my third dagger, all the way from New Jersey, is a 20.
That hits.
10.
10 damage. All right. You reach back, and your daggers, which have returned to your belt, you and fling all three as they spiral through the air. The first one strikes its torso, the second one hits it in the neck, and as it rears up, looking at you angrily with its fangs bared, like it's now changed its direction towards you, the final one hits it in the head.
Yeah!
Plummets backward.
I'm going to first. I'll do telekinesis again, and I'll attempt to what I did the first time. I won't do anything fancy because whatever, and I'll try to rip off the wyvern's rings again from its body.
Okay.
Or one of them if it's easier.
You don't manage to tear the wing off, but you do manage to pull its flesh, and you can see it's going to cause the joint where it's attached is now tearing open, revealing bone and fleshy tissue beneath.
I pull myself back up on the ship.
Okay, so that's half your movement. You still have 20 feet of movement.
I look up and I see that everyone's got that wyvern taken care of, and I turn my gaze back to that little halfling. I reach and I pick him up by the top of his shirt and fucking chuck him off.
All right.
That's a 24.
24. As you stand there with your axe up, you kind of set the axe down, reach out and grab the halfling, and for a moment, its anger seething turns to sudden fear as it looks over the side.
You fucked up.
I'm gonna fly over. I'll go through, and I'm gonna kind of use just my air form to lift underneath
The boat?
of the boat and try and stabilize it. 8.
Using all the force of your elemental air, you push and push, but this ship is extremely heavy. And this side of it, all the weight, because the two other sides are given essentially an anti-gravity force from an arcane, all the weight is being pushed into this one corner. Outside of a natural 20, you would not be able to help this at all, unfortunately.
Outside of a natural 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe.
You never know. That could have been really epic. That could have been really epic. This wyvern tries to fly and can't.
Darn it.
Can't fly?
No, because its wing is messed up from Tiberius. Coming at you with a bite and its stinger again.
And I sing my little cutting words song to
Against which attack?
against the stinger.
Okay. The bite is a 22 to hit.
Oh, he hits.
All right. 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay, okay.
Roll d10 and reduce whatever the attack is reduced by.
Yes,
That's
0.
It's a 10.
10. Okay.
It rolled a 24 to hit.
That goes down to 14.
To 14.
My armor class is 15.
Its tail whips in the air. What kind of words are you going to throw?
And you miss me like the deserts miss the rain.
The wyvern, who's still clamped down on your body, its one eye opens up and goes, you hear an audible and as its tail swings towards you, it just hits the ground next to you, slamming into the wood, entirely distracted by your sudden lack of fear and display of beautiful musical voice.
All right, I'm taking out the pepper box. I'm going to turn towards it and just unload.
All right, go for it. A total 10?
Total 10.
Nope.
22.
Yes.
Oh, you mean you're using your action surge?
I'm using my action
Okay,
surge.
so you get 4 attacks.
That misses. And then 19.
That's 2 hits.
Yep, that's 2 hits.
Damage on 2.
Kill all.
20 points of damage plus 1 point of ice damage. 25 points of damage and 1 point of fire damage.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to do this.
The closer.
Western style, I'm just going to
Fan the fucking hammer.
fan the hammer. I'm going
Alright.
to just tear that wing off.
So, with each successive blast, even the ones that don't immediately impact, the first blast hits and explodes across its shoulder joint as you see the rest of the flesh that Tiberius had already weakened gets severed entirely, the wing being flung off the side of the ship and disappearing in the wind beneath. The final blast hits it under the chin, leaving a gaping hole under its neck as it steps back and then tumbles off the edge of the ship, vanishing below. Currently, there is still the spear that's jammed in the side that's sparking and causing the whole ship to list.
Can I try and get that out?
Yeah, as you swing up, clink, and pull the strange thing off the edge of the ship. At which point the blue stone comes back online and the ship rights itself.
Lovely.
All right, so the halfling, which you now look appears to be female. The cloth kind of drops from his face. You can see the teeth are kind of broken and rotted. This is not a city-going folk. Just kind of, please, don't, just let me live.
Oh, let you live?
Stop it! Just starts crying in your grasp.
My hands are so sweaty, I'm afraid you'll slip if you don't tell me what you were doing attacking this ship.
We live in an island below. We usually just hit ships that come through this channel. Pirating, if you will. Usually it's just quick hits and go. We couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Captain Damon, what do you propose we do with this thief pirate?
Captain Damon, who's gone back to the ship to try and get it back on course and is currently turning it around. To be perfectly honest, I'd usually throw him overboard. But if you see it...
Grog!
I'm too busy. Well, the captain said he'd throw him over.
Oh wait, I still had the grapple arrow.
You do, as the rope's going...
No, I'm holding on still, so she's like kind of dangling still? Can I
Currently,
catch her?
yes. In a very painful way, she is currently held by her shoulder blade.
I pull her up, I look at Grog.
Really?
What are you thinking of?
Really?
Pull her up.
She's bleeding out and is looking pretty rough.
Well, shit.
Heal her and put her to work. She's probably been out of work.
What do you think, little one?
Anything.
Anything.
Just don't drop me.
Looking over at Grog again.
Hike, you want to heal her?
Well, come here. What's your name?
Tira.
How old are you?
I don't know.
Oh, that's so
she's so
sad.
She looks in her maybe 20s or 30s. Up close you can see just a harsh life in the harsh elements. She looks older than she is, but there's a youth in this too.
Maybe you can heal her teeth while you're at it.
There are a few rusty hidden blades and a coin purse that contains 4 gold.
Sweet. I'm taking it.
All right.
You can earn your wage on this ship if you behave.
All right.
And if you don't,
He means he'll throw you over.
You can have a real life here, little one. That's
Yeah.
your past. This is your future.
And she kind of like slinks over towards the doorways that lead into the lower part of the deck as you guys kind of lead Tira in. The captain has regained control of the ship. And you guys settle in to check in on the room where
I'm knocking on the door.
they're still sitting to the back by the box with their weapons at the ready, and Keem opens the door. Is everything all right?
It's pirates. We've taken care of it.
Good. And she's kind of rubbing her head. You can see there's a little trickle of blood on her head. Apparently, I guess when the ship listed, they all kind of slipped in the room as well.
she heard.
And she kind of reaches up and touches her head, and you can see there's a slight warm glow of divine energy, and the blood flow stops.
That almost feels like cheating. Okay.
We'll say as you guys all head back underneath the ship to go ahead and right yourselves for the remainder of the journey. We'll call the game for the evening there.
Yeah.
You guys handled that pretty damn well.
Only one of us got thrown off the ship, and she could fly.
I know.
Yeah.
It was nice.
They had no idea you were a druid.
No.